In the beginning was the Word, according to the Bible. That means words are very powerful.
Masaru Emoto. Dr. Emoto experimented with water crystals. He noticed that labeling the water containers with words affected the nature of the water crystals inside. Sound, music, and pictures had the same effect.
If just labeling something has such an effect on things, then it is through the recognition of those words that produce the effect. Straight from your mind, the meaning is decided, and a reaction is generated. That means the words you speak and the way you think have a direct effect on the way things are.
Just labeling something changes it.
Each water crystal was changed by the way the people thought about the words that labeled the water containers.
Each result will differ based on your connection to or comprehension of the word. What would you see? Would it be similar? Transform. Could this be a way to transform not only yourself but your surroundings? Yes. First, there are some hurdles that we need to get past. Steganography, the practice of concealing messages or information within other non-secret texts or data. Is steganography an earlier form of a subliminal message? The birth of subliminal advertising as we know it dates to 1957 when a market researcher named James Vickery inserted the words "eat popcorn and drink Coca-Cola" into a movie. The words appeared for a single frame, allegedly long enough for the subconscious to pick up, but too short for the viewer to be aware of it. The subliminal ad supposedly created an 18.1% increase in Coke sales and a 57.8% increase in popcorn sales.
Subliminal. Of a stimulus or mental process below the threshold of sensation or consciousness, perceived by affecting someone's mind without their being aware of it.
Question: would people use treacherous methods to control the population? How soon would the indoctrination begin?
I will refer to the system that uses tricks like
Steganography, symbols, sounds, and subliminal messages.
to gain control of the masses of people. I'll call the program. Let's attempt to decode some pieces of the program, shall we?
The ABCs, there's no better place to start. A is used to start many sentences. B is the second letter that sounds like a word. That word is obviously B. Now let's look at a suspicious word.
Black.
Letters, words, and sounds. Now back to the word black. Black. Be-lack. Be-lack. Lack, the state of being without or not having enough of something. To be without or deficient in. How does a person be lack, even if you want them to? Give them a definition and tell them in numerous ways that's what they are. From my personal experiences, to believe you lack power, intelligence, strength, identity, etc. is bad.
To actually be, lack, and claim it as your identity is much worse.
You can't get away from lack if you call yourselves be lack. The lack is always overlooked. Clearly, the subconscious acceptance of the word lack puts you at the bottom. Coincidence? Let's keep going and look at the word white. White. W is the first and only letter that sounds like two words. Those words are double U. The second part of the word is height. Sounds like height. Double U. Height. The measurement from base to the top or of a standing person from head to foot. A high place or area. How do you make a person believe their W height? Give them a definition and tell them in numerous ways that's what they are. From my personal observations in general, people that have an elevated view of themselves and a lower view of others will exude a more self-right energy than the person they believe to be lower than they are. Doesn't matter if they're right or wrong. A superiority complex is a programmed response, and the W height man feels more superior. The W height woman is second, of course. The height is always overlooked. Clearly, the subconscious acceptance of the word height puts you on top. So much on top that the word for the sun in the sky is spelled with a UN, and the Son of Man spelled with ON, and you would have to be called W height to fit the description. Sounds like W height or W height.
Symbolism.
The use of symbols to represent ideas or qualities. Symbolic meaning attributed to natural objects or facts. An artistic and poetic movement or style using symbolic images and indirect suggestion to express mystical ideas, emotions, and states of mind.
A natural object, the sun, and a crucifix symbol on a church steeple.
Will make a stick figure man.
The sun spelled with a single U.
A W, a natural shape from two halves of a circle. This is also a W symbol, which makes a circle or a disc. W height. Is that sun worship?
Knowledge that shines on you. Where is it coming from? The symbols say the W height man is the Son of God, and the woman's job is to hold him up.
By default, who does that make the devil? Seen or unseen, the message is clear. And English spells it out. Why say W when W in white clearly makes a wolf sound? Because W is the first thing you write and doesn't change until you add something to it. The H is not necessary to spell white, you just wouldn't get the height.
program is designed to make the other look evil, holding one above and one below, attacking each other, but never the program.
There is no black people. There is no white people. Only people that think they are. We learned the association game as children. Which word doesn't go with height? Which word doesn't go with lack? Programmed behavior is a reflex reaction. The program has had you for a long time. Have you had enough? Okay, so enough with that stuff. It has been an obstacle for long enough. What amazing things would be available for you to achieve if your mind was allowed to get past a race that can't be won, or limitations that only exist in your mind. I am currently writing a book that creates a better world through communication, with principles that existed long before we were ever here. Let's correct the way we learn.
Now is the time to be far greater than we have ever been.
What shall the world become when we learn to communicate better? Look for me at justberight.com, and thanks for watching.